Who's actually going to get the most out of a 15-gallon twin brew coffee system? Who should walk away and keep using a single-serve pot? And does the price make sense for a typical office that just wants a reliable cup of coffee every morning? Those are the questions I hear most often when someone is eyeing a commercial-grade brewer like Bunn's Axiom Twin APS. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When you first see a Bunn Axiom on a showroom floor, it looks like the ultimate solution for keeping a whole floor of employees caffeinated. The reality, though, is a little more nuanced. The biggest hesitation I've heard from buyers is the fear of overinvesting in a machine that's too big, too heavy, or just too much hassle to maintain for everyday use. On the flip side, the risk of buying the wrong thing usually shows up as buying something that can't keep up with demand, leaving you with lukewarm coffee and disgruntled staff. The Axiom Twin APS sits right in the middle of that tension, and the way it actually performs in a real break room tells us whether it's worth the money or just an impressive piece of kitchen equipment. First off, let's talk about the environment this machine is built for. The Axiom Twin APS is a 15-gallon Airpot brewer with 2 independent brewing stations. In practice, that means you can run 2 pots at the same time, perfect for offering regular and decaf or 2 different roast profiles, without having to swap out the brew basket. For a medium-sized office, say 30 to 50 people, that capacity translates into roughly 3 to 4 full pots before you have to refill. In a typical workday, a single 15-gallon Airpot can keep a steady stream of coffee flowing for about 3 to 4 hours, depending on how aggressively people drink. That's the sweet spot for morning meetings, midday break periods, and the occasional after-hours work session. If you're running a small CAF or a co-working space where the coffee bar is a central hub, the twin setup becomes a real advantage. Imagine a scenario where one pot is dedicated to a dark roast for the early birds, and the other is a lighter blend for the afternoon crowd. You can keep both at the optimal temperature without any cross-contamination, and you avoid the downtime of swapping filters or reprogramming a single brew unit. For those kinds of high-traffic, multi-preference environments, the Axiom's dual brewing heads save time and keep the service flow smooth. Now, who should probably skip this model? If you're a solo freelancer working from home, or a small team of 5 people who just need a decent pot of coffee once or twice a day, the Axiom is massive overkill. The footprint alone, nearly the size of a small refrigerator, means you'll be sacrificing valuable countertop or floor space. The weight is another practical concern. The unit ships heavy enough that you'll need at least 2 people to get it onto its final spot, and you'll want a stable, level surface to avoid vibrations that can affect brew consistency. In a home kitchen or a tiny office, a smaller drip brewer or a single-serve machine will meet the need without the logistical headache. Beyond the size, there's the issue of power. The Axiom offers both 120V and 240V options, which is great if you have the right outlet, but it also means you need to verify which version you're getting before you plug it in. In many older office buildings, you'll find only standard 120V outlets, and running a 240V line can involve an electrician and additional cost. That hidden expense is something buyers often overlook when they focus solely on the price tag of the machine itself. Speaking of price, the Axiom Twin APS sits in the premium bracket for commercial brewers. The cost isn't just the hardware. You're also paying for Bunn's reputation for durability and consistent temperature control. In real-world use, that consistency shows up when you compare a pot that stays at the optimal 175-185F range for hours versus a cheaper unit that drifts down to lukewarm after an hour. For an office that values a reliable, hot cup from the